Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to be doing Eveonline today. Let's go ahead and bring that up.
Proclaiming our sacrifice to God, and he shall raise it up for all time. St. Julian.
It should do it. We may be having a slight technical issue. This is the perks of being live.
Go forth, conquer in my name, and reclaim that which I have given. Book of Reclaiming 22:13. Command a fleet for the glory of Amara. Faith is your armor, and through it the enemy will find no breach. Amara's 10:3. When thine heart shines with the light, thou shalt
Okay,
know.
guys, we're going to stop the stream for just a second, and then we're going to restart it once I get this up and running because it's not doing as it's meant to be doing it, okay?
Surround yourself with the faithful
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Streamdrb and we are live. This will also be a VOD, guys. So today is the 22nd of the 2nd, 2026. So if you're watching it after that, then obviously it's not live. But I like to show people how the game works when it's in motion, when, you know, there's not a chance to be like, well, let's just make it look pretty. Let's remove that bit that didn't go so well. I want to show you guys the good parts and the bad. Like, because I think that, especially with Eveonline, you really need to consider that not everything is perfectly planned. Like, it's a fluid game. There's people will come out of nowhere and blow you up. There's stuff that will happen that you just didn't expect. There'll be like Karens will come in and destroy your ship, and you'll be like, no, what happened now? And so, yeah, I like as much as like creating refined video content is really important. I think that there's also something to be said for showing people as it is. And so I'm also keeping the VOD so you guys can go back and watch them in more longevity. But the primary focus for me is one, to give you guys an idea of the game itself, to show you what aspects are involved in it. So this particular stream is about Abyssal's level 3. Like, they're relatively easy. We're using a pretty cheap ship, like, on the grand scheme of things. And we're going to start by saying, like, what are we doing? Which is what we're doing now. So we're going to be doing T3 Abyssals. We are Savage Guy 81. Welcome in. DLH 4099. Good to see you guys. We're also going to be looking at the fitting that we're using, which is really quite basic. And we're going to be looking at how to enter the sites and some of the pitfalls and some of the higher level tiers that you might come across further down the line. So I think we'll get started with that. We've got a couple of giveaways we're going to be doing during the live stream. And that is for 5 times 100 plex. We're going to be doing that with a Q&A session throughout the stream. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions. You're going to respond in chat, and the first person to respond with the right answer is going to be the one that's going to be able to win it. So that's the fairest way that I can do it. And it also encourages people to be interactive and speak up in chat. Now, let's get into it, guys. So we have here the Gila. It is a cruiser class ship, and it's pretty amazing, and it's fantastic for doing the particular sites that we're going to be doing. Now, it's like a pirate faction ship, and it costs like quite a bit of ISK, but as I said, not overly. So let's just look at the ship itself, okay? View market details. There's a ship. Show it. So it's 231 million ISK. Oh, nice coffee. 241 million ISK. Now that takes, like, if you're a brand new player, you're going to be waiting a little bit of time before you get in this ship. But it's kind of like mid-tier. It's not like, oh my god, that's impossible. But it's not like you're getting it on day one. Okay? So 231 million is quite a lot of ISK, but it's not completely out of the reach of most players in the game. At least in my opinion. I've been playing a long time though. So we got that ship. Now we don't need to buy it, we already have it. But that's the ship hull. Let's have a look at what it does. So show info on the ship hull. And let's have a look at some of the bonuses that comes with it. So if you show info on the cruiser, it will say that it's missiles. They might as well be shooting fireworks for our victory parade. So it says, taking what we had learned from his days in the Kaldari Navy, Karako the Rabbit Kosakami, God almighty, Garissa leader, decided that he would rub salt in the state's wounds by scooping or souping up their designs and making strikes against his former masters in the ships whose, oh, let's expand that, layout was obviously stolen from them. To this end, the Gila, I'm not going to say that other word, twin of the Moa, has served him well. It's a bad word. Bad word. I'm going to try and avoid using bad words today, guys. There may be one or two pops in, but I'm going to try and avoid it. So there you have it, guys. That is the Gila. It's got some bonuses. Ship characteristics. And it tells you it's got some icons there. It's got medium. It's a medium-sized ship, medium class. It's a combat hull. So it's a combat ship. It's like, ooh, hulls with good damage and defensive recommended for heavy frontline brawling. Interesting. Missiles. Guided weapon systems with delayed impact and broad selection of damage types. Interesting. Drones. Now, this is where this ship comes into its own, guys. The drones. Unmanned and deployable craft with versatile functions and broad selection of damage types. Now, that's really important when it comes to abyssals, because certain abyssals have different damage types which apply more damage to the particular site that you're in. So the one that we're doing, guys, which I believe is the Gamma sites, I think it's Fierce Gamma. I'll need to double check. But the ones that we're doing, effectively the explosive damage type is the best damage type to use for that particular site enemies. Okay, it's got the best resistance hull for that. Now, you've got, let's see what we got. 10% bonus to kinetic and thermal missile damage. So normally you'd think, oh, go for kinetic, go for thermal, but not in this case. We're not too worried about the damage that the missiles can do. We're actually a lot more worried about the damage that the drones can do. And there's not a drone specific damage increase for the type of drone. It's just generic, okay? 4% bonus to all shield resistances, so that's good. We can use that. And it's got roll bonuses of 500% bonus to medium combat drone damage and 250% bonus to medium combat drone hit points. Nice. Okay, so we're basically using it as a drone boat. We're going in, and the drones are going to do a lot of the traveling back and forth, killing the enemy call signs. Okay, now that's the ship. That's how it's broken down. That's what it looks like. And we're going to go and have a look at the fittings we have here. And here we have it, the fittings window. Now we do have some other stuff in the cargo bay, but we're not going to worry about that too much. I'm just going to go and quickly talk about this. We've got a core probe launcher tech 2. This is so I can find wormholes if I'm doing other types of sites, but we're not worried about that right now. Free rapid light missile launcher tech 2s. Okay, that allows me to fire missiles, and what I normally use them for is killing the bioadaptive and any other like cans, if you will, in the sights, without using my drones. I can use my drones to focus on the ships, and I can try and use the missiles where I can to attack the nodes. Okay. So we then got one drone link augmenter 2. I believe that increases the drone range. I'm just going to double check. Increases drone control range. God, I'm good at this game. Here we go. We got free large shield extender tech 2. So we're pushing for a huge buffer increase because we're going for passive regen, guys. Okay. So shield recharger tech 2. That's going to help us with the regen of the shields. We then got Tenement Afterburner, which gives us a bit of speed but does not give us a huge boost to signature radius, which is really important. We've got a lot of damage coming in on us. We don't want to have too big a signature radius. We want to take in as little damage as possible and have the passive regen helping the ship to push forward. Okay. Beginning to sound good. Fantastic. So below that we've got the multi-spectral shield hardener. Now I've went for this because, like, in theory, I could actually go for like a very specific resistance profile, but I've went for this, and if we get nuded out in the sights, then this becomes like useless basically because, you know, we're nuded out. But the drones and the missiles, they carry on, and the passive regen from the shield extenders, they do a pretty decent job anyway. But what that does is it basically helps to reduce the overall amount of damage being received until it's either nuded out and turned off, or we keep it running. Underneath that, guys, you got the shield power relay and 2 drone damage amplifiers. So the drone damage amplifiers increase the drone damage, which is kind of, you know, simple. You can use faction ones, but we're using Tech 2 for all of this. It's a pretty relatively cheap ship. 467 million, right? It's $500 million-esque, really. I say it's cheap. A new player will be like, dude, oh my god, that's so expensive. But we have not fitted this expensively. This is like really basic, nothing exciting about it. It's just a ship that does the job, and you can go out and utilize it, okay? So we've also got the shield power relay, which helps with that passive regen. And then underneath that, we got the free medium core defense field purgers. Now the purgers, they're really important in this fit, okay? They make everything else work. So what we've got here is a phone that keeps on beeping. Okay. Just double check that. Interesting. Nothing of any major consequence. So we got the medium core defense field purger tech 2, and the description of that is this ship modification is designed to improve shield recharge rate at the expense of increased signature radius. The drawback of fitting this rig may be reduced by training the shield rigging skill. I wonder, have I skilled the shield rigging skill? I don't know. Let's have a look. So we go to skills. And we go to... You know, I haven't looked at rigging in a long time. Shield rigging. Oh gosh, okay. Let's go ahead and get this done. Apply skill points. Yeah.
Skill training completed.
There we go. There we go. I had a couple spare skill points. You know, that's good. And I suppose we could probably put that last one on there as well. So let's just ping that in there. Yeah, we'll leave that to go through in the skill train. So that's just making our fit just a little bit more efficient. So there we have it, guys. There we have it. We've got the ship. We've looked at the fittings, and we need to make sure we have drones. So we do. We've got 10 Republic fleet. Pardon me. Valkyries. Let's show info. Now, there's different variations. Like you got the augmented Valkyrie. So let's go ahead and show info. Now the augmented one, attributes, go down, and you look at the damage types. There's 13 hit points for kinetic and 19 hit points for explosive. Now remember I said at the start of this stream, this video, that we wanted to make sure we had as much explosive damage as possible. Okay, so it's 19 explosive and 13 kinetic. Okay, so if we go ahead and we go to variations again, and we go to the Tech 2 one, and we look at attributes, and we go down, and you'll see that it says there's 32. Okay, so like 32, and then what was the other one? Just go back and check again. Augmented. 32 and 19. You see the difference of 32, 19, and that's Tech 2 versus Augmented. And these are 12.9 million ISK each. So just because it's more expensive and it looks better, it doesn't mean that it's better because it's like more fancy and it's faction, okay? Now we did go for the faction one, so it's 42 for the standard Tech 2, but we went for Republic Fleet Valkyrie, okay? So let's go ahead and show info on that. Look at the attributes, scrolling down, and it's 32 hit points here as well. Rate of fire 4 seconds. I wonder if there's a difference in rate of fire for the Tech 2. Let's have a look. 4 seconds, 4 seconds. Damage modifier 1.56. Okay, requirements, variations. Quite interested in this. 1.56. I wonder what the extraction points 260. I'm gonna have to have a look and see. There's gonna be something in there that makes it better than the Tech 2. But as you can see, most of the stats are the same as the Tech 2. So you could quite easily use the Tech 2 drones for this and not need to go for the faction ones. So let's go ahead and drop that. There we go. Now let's look at the cargo hold and what we got inside. So we have some loot that we got from previous missions. There's 162 million ISK in here. Now the pack rat needs to be moved aside, and the fierce gamma can be moved over as well. Now everything else, if I'm not mistaken, can be highlighted and then dragged, and we're going to just drop it right in there into the items hanger. And job's a good one. Now we are going to go ahead. We got this Plex here. We said we're going to give away some Plex today, guys. It's going to happen. Now, where are we at? Oh, if you guys come in and you're like, just like, hey, what's going on? Please say hi. Let me know that you're there. And hopefully you're having a good time. Now, we dropped that in there. We're going to take this 8 probes. We're going to drop it back into the Gila. And check the drone bay. We've got 10 in there. We're good. And I believe we can just go ahead and undock. So we've undocked, guys. We have undocked. We're going to go ahead and activate that multispectral shield hardener because we got these tornadoes on the undock here, and if they try and shoot at me, they might do some damage. So just covering my butt. Now we're going to go to ASHAB and jump on contact. Let's go.
Warp drive active.
So what I'm looking for, guys, is I'm looking for a system that is kind of like 0.6, 0.5. That kind of thing where I can go ahead and just get about my business. The reason I don't want to be doing it in a 0.1, etc., is that the filament doesn't allow it sometimes. So let's go ahead and look here and here, show info, and it's got description. Okay, here we go. So fierce gamma filament costs 2.8 million ISK. The abyssal filament will pull a Tech 1 or Tech 2 cruiser into a pocket of abyssal dead space with a fierce and volatile environment. So that takes you into the site. And bathed in the radioactive afterglow of a gamma ray burst. Oh gosh. That will reduce explosive resistance but enhance ship shield strength. Interesting. Restrictions cannot be activated in a 1.0 or a 0.9 system. So that's why we're traveling to different systems here, guys, okay? So let's go ahead, and I reckon we go to Hideon. Let's go to Hideon.
Warp drive active.
Warning. Abyssal Dead Space is a particularly harsh and unforgiving environment. Yes, it is. Guys, if you're going in there, like, your pod that you're in, if you die in your ship, that's getting killed too. Like, it's ruthless. You have a timer, which we'll talk about in a second, and if you get overpowered or you go into the wrong type of site, you can die and you will lose everything. You cannot go back and get your loot. Just as a warning to everybody, okay? So just be aware of that, and good luck if you try this, okay? So we're in Hedion. We're going to go to, let's go up here, show info, adjacent solar system. So let's go to Abyssal, show info. Okay, show info. Marfa, set destination. Let's go. So we're going to go to Marfa, guys. 0.7 system. I'm just getting comfortable. Have a drink of my coffee for a second. So we've looked at the ships, we've looked at the filaments. We were getting some information there about what it was saying about the site. So let's go back and finish covering that. So warning, Abyssal Dead Space is particularly harsh and unforgiving environment. Entanglement of the warp core with a space-time filament introduces severe deformations of the ship's warp field that cumulatively increase over time. After 20 minutes, catastrophic collapse of the warp field is predicted with the destruction of the ship and capsule, like we just mentioned. A device of Triglavian design that functions as one end of the energetically inert filament of space-time connected to a specific pocket of abyssal dead space when activated by a ship equipped with a warp core that has the correct mass energy, so basically the right ship size, okay, parameters, the filament becomes a conduit that will draw the activating vessel along it and into a connecting dead space pocket. The mass energy exchange involved leaves a highly energetic trace of ship's origin point, and the space-time filament remains entangled with the warp core of the ship that used it. The Triglavian transfer conduits will permit such a ship to progress through the dead space pocket, but an origin conduit, which is the one you get in the final room, will return the ship to its starting location in normal space. You need to get to that origin conduit, guys. Okay. Hopefully that was informative for you. And we're going to move on. We're going to get ourselves into Marfa in the next system. We're going to then get ourselves a safe, we're going to create a bookmark between two locations, and we're going to go to that so that people can't just be sitting at Planet 1 to blow us up if we come out. And we're going to have a bit of fun. Why you got a probe launcher on an Abyssal ship? Because I don't just use the ship for Abyssals. I also use it for wormhole hunting and going out and doing some random stuff. So, yeah, the Gila is a really versatile ship. But the way that I'm currently set up is more than acceptable for doing these filaments. And the T3, the ones that we're doing right now, guys, are fierce gamma filaments. These are, with this ship, I say, really easy to do. And so as long as you're paying attention and you don't burn outside of the bubble, you don't get blown up, and you don't wander away to make a cup of coffee and come back and be like, oh my god, I died, you should be fine. Okay, you should be fine. Now, we're in the right system. What we're going to do now is going to go for the sun, warp to 70, and off we go. So we're transiting through space as we go into warp. And what I'm going to do is on my keyboard, I'm going to push Control, Alt, and B halfway between the locations. So there we go. Control, Alt, and B. Can't do that with open. Yes, I can. Alt and B. There you go. So it's not Control, Alt. It's just Alt and B. Perks of doing it whilst you're live. I should have an MTU. I do. We have a Packrat MTU. Guys, the reason we're using a Packrat is we're 38.1 million ISK. It's quite expensive. But it is much faster at pulling cans in and has a larger range than the other one, the standard mobile tractor unit. So we go for the more expensive one because it's faster, and we want to do these sites quicker, because the quicker we do it, the more ISK we make per hour. Okay? But the Packrat mobile tractor unit is what we're using. Now, so we warp from point to point. We're now at the sun. Wow, oh my god, it's bright. Let's go ahead, down to locations, to the bookmark which is created, and warp to 0.
Warp drive active.
Now we could also go ahead and have a quick look at local whilst we're in here. And there's 5 people in local, guys, so that's not too bad. We can, of course, go ahead and do a D-scan just to see, like, it's wrecks. You know, people have been missioning in the area. There's effects, or you know, there's no catalysts on D-scan, or you know, other ships of that type that will gank you. So as it currently stands, we are quite happy to go ahead, go down here to the inventory, right click on Fierce Gamma, and go down to use Fierce Gamma filament and activate. There we go. We are now entering into the Abyssal site pretty quickly, and we're going to go ahead and start doing the site. So what we do first of all is activate the modules, the afterburner and the multispectral. We're then going to go ahead and approach to the transfer conduit. Next, we're going to go ahead and find our drones. Oh gosh, where's the drones? Where are the drones? Really? Come on. Where's my drones? There they are. Okay, so we're going to launch drones. There we go. And 2 drones are going to deploy in space. So we're then going to go ahead and lock up some of these little things. They're all shooting me now, which is good because my passive regen is going to keep me alive. I'm going to use the drones to engage these frigates. So what we can do is with this particular frigates, we can have 1 drone engage this target and the other drone engage a different target. That way they're killing 2 at a time, reducing the amount of damage that we're receiving. We're down to 90% shield, but that's fine. We're passively regenerating. See, it's down to 18.5, 18.4, back up to 18.5, and so forth. So we're approaching the transfer conduit, and we got 2 cans in here, 36 kilometers away and 11 kilometers away. So we lock them up, and we're going to fire missiles, and hopefully we're going to hit that can at that range. It's 31 kilometer flight range, so we're not going to do that. So what we can do is we can actually go ahead and get the drones to engage that. There we go, we hit it. And go ahead and engage this. Get the drones to then engage this target. They're just going to go ahead and kill the rats now. And whilst we're now on the gate, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and launch the pack rat. It's really quite simple, guys. Launch for self. Pack rat goes out in space. Now, you don't want to start burning off someplace that you're not aware of, okay? So you're going to right-click on that, and you're going to orbit 1,000 meters on the pack rat. Remembering that when you pull the pack rat at the end of this site, you will start burning in whatever direction your ship was facing when you pulled it, because you're orbiting. So your ship's going in a forward motion. So just be aware you don't burn off too far, and you get yourself onto that gate real quick. So the drones are out. They're doing a job. That's fantastic. And the mobile pack rat is pulling in the cans, and we've already made some ISK from the looks of it. So let's go ahead and right click on the pack rat, open cargo, and we've got 3.6 million ISK already coming in there. Fantastic. We got 3 rats left to kill. The drones are doing a great job with that. They got a little bit of damage on the drones, but yeah, we're good. 73%, 74, 72, 73. Not too worried about that. I think they're going to survive. So let the drones do their job. Yeah, as you can see, they are just automatically killing because they're, I believe, set to engage targets, yes, and there should be settings for drones as well. So you got click on here. Okay, there is settings somewhere that tells you about the aggression that you can do with the drones, etc. But I'm not seeing it right now. Interesting. So we're going to go ahead over here. We've still got these 2 to kill, but our drones are not killing them. Where are they? So right click, open cargo. There we go. 4.4 million. Loot that. Right click, scoop the cargo hold. So always make sure we scoop the cargo hold. Approach the gate, guys. Approach the transfer conduit. This room is done. We're just killing this final frigate. It's not a big issue. And as soon as that is clear, that frigate there, which the drones are not engaging. Come on now, drones. They're probably shooting a point defense or something. But I don't see one. Interesting. Okay. Return to drone bay. So we get these drones to come back to us. They're going to return to drone bay. As they do that, this gate here is opening up, and it's called a transfer conduit. In these sites, guys, there's 2 transfer conduits and 1 origin conduit, okay? So we've got the drones back in, double check, 10 drones in, yep. And we've got the loot, we've got the pack rat. We're able to go right click and activate gate. You'll notice that the afterburner is still active, and when we go through to the next part of the room, that module will still be running. Okay, we've got a couple of cruisers this time, so we're going to go ahead and approach, locking up the cans. One's 90 kilometers away, so we're going to go ahead and fire a missile at that, and then we're going to go ahead and lock up the cruisers and frigates. Click on the drones, launch the drone bay, and we're going to take out the cruisers first, guys. Okay, cruisers first, and we'll take it from there. So all we're doing now is we're going to go ahead and approach the transfer conduit. We're doing that as we speak, and we're locking up the Triglavian Extra, and we're going to be sending a drone to take that out in just a second. Okay, so there we go, engaging the engaging the extraction node. So once we get ourselves onto the gate, it isn't going to take too much longer. What we're going to do, guys, is we are going to...
A module has run out of charges.
Okay, Ossenberg, got to yes, yeah, I'll have to ask, just checking. No problem, dude, no problem. Glad you're asking, glad that you are asking. Okay, so we're now on the gate. We're going to go ahead and launch that pack rat, guys. There we go. Launch for self. And right click and orbit 1,000 meters. Drones are out doing their job. We've got this, we've killed both the can, the Triglavian Bioadaptive, and the Triglavian Extra. And we're going to go ahead and take out this Harrowing Vedmak, Starving Damavik, Harrowing Vedmak again. For some reason, we decided just not to bother killing all the cruisers to start with. So let's make sure we do that first. The reason we killed the cruisers is, if you look down here, you'll notice that we're at 52% shield, which is a lot lower than the last room. And that's because these guys spool up their damage, and it hurts. So the frigate is doing 98, but the Harrowing Vedmak is doing 760. It's a big difference. It seems like we've run out of missiles. Possibly something I should have looked at before we came into the site. It's not the end of the world, but, you know, should have checked that. The drones are doing a great job engaging the frigate, the cruiser there. Cruiser's down. Gonna go ahead and switch targets to the frigate. There we go. Once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and right click open on the pack rat. We've got 3.4 million, so we're about 7-8 million Iskin so far, guys, from this site. And it was 2.5 million for the can itself, so we've made about 6 million profit just in the first 2 rooms. So make sure we get these drones back in, return to drone bay, and scoop the cargo hold for the pack rat mobile tractor unit. So we've done that, we've got it in, we're on the transfer conduit, and we're good for time. So top left hand side of the screen, guys, 11.29 minutes remaining. Okay, so we're going to go and approach. Remember I said we'd burn off in the wrong direction if we stopped orbiting the pack rat, so we just did that. 6 kilometers we burned off, so we're going to burn back and we're going to activate the gate when we get onto it, and we're getting out of here. We're going to minimize this over to here. There we go. Okay. Battleship. Oh, God. So we're burning towards the origin conduit. Going to get our drone straight out there. And we want to go straight after that battleship, guys, okay? This is going to be tasty. This is going to hurt. Okay. Engage. Engage. Right away. Engage. Okay. We're taking a lot of damage right now. Okay, how are we doing? So let's look at the damage that's being applied. You got 520 coming from that Tyrannus. Yeah, so 520 damage already coming from that Drifter battleship. And it's coming in thick and fast. 700 damage, 600 damage. Like, oh, well, actually, that's what I'm doing to them. But he's doing 390. Let's see here. But the other ones are doing 105, 55, 385. So we're okay. We're okay for the moment. All of these Drifter battleships we want to kill as quickly as possible, but the battleship we want to take out first. That's got the biggest amount of damage. We're going to clean that out and then work our way into the cruisers. Let's go ahead and look at the ship. It is pretty stunning. Like, I cannot wait until one day Eveonline decides that the pilots can actually fly this ship. Like, look at it. You'll notice that we're pointed, guys, with a warp scrambler. We can't warp off anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, but we're now into the armor phase. It's going down 12%, 7%, so forth. So it's going to go into hull in a second. So that's fine. We're kind of tanking okay. We're at 81% shield. And, like, this is a lot of damage in here. A lot of damage. But we're tanking it. We're tanking it. We're doing good. So we're orbiting here at the gate. We're going to go ahead. I'm not going to shoot the cans yet. We got plenty of time. We've got 8 minutes 25 left. And the exit gate is the origin conduit. So we got 8 minutes to finish the site. We can worry about cans afterwards. Going after the Scylla Tyrannus next. We're going to leave the Faulty's Lancer. Let's go ahead and look at that. It's just kind of bouncing around. It's like, yeah, baby. I believe it fires some missiles out of it, possibly. Horrible looking ship. So this one's going down. Wow, it's gone. Seems like the drones really want to kill that ship. Gonna let them do it. We're tanking really well. Not a major issue. We're gonna lock up these cans now. What I would be doing normally is I'd be using my missiles to engage these cans, at least the Triglavian Bioadaptive is close range, and the extra node there at 30 kilometers. But we can't do that because we don't have any missiles, because I did a boo-boo. But it happens, guys. These things happen. You gotta check your inventory before you go in. Warping Wombat. Welcome in, sir. Welcome in. Great to see you. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a fantastic time. And we're doing good. We're doing good. We are looking at the T3 Abyssals. We're currently in Aquila. We've looked at the fittings. We've looked at how to enter the site. And we've looked at some of the issues involved in doing them. Like, for one, making sure you have missiles. Oops. So we've done that. We're also going to be giving away a 5x 100 Plex today as well. A little bit of a something special. But it's not going to be an overly long stream because I want actually for the video to be quite informative for people that want to watch it to see how it's done, coming in, getting involved. But I also want you guys, the live viewers, to get some quality content. How are you getting on Warping Wombat? How is the Iron Man challenge coming along, guys? Warping Wombat is a Twitch streamer, really cool dude. If you are interested, please go ahead and check him out. It is Warping Wombat at Twitch. Okay. So we're killing the final cruiser. Killing the final cruiser. Here we go. And that has been destroyed. Now we're going to send the drones to engage that one, and then engage that one, and I'm hoping we can engage the other one. And what we're going to do now is we're going to launch the pack rat, guys. Okay, so launch for self, done that, and we're going to right click and orbit the pack rat at 1,000 meters. So the pack rat will then start pulling the cans in. You'll see that happen relatively quickly. If you look away, so this one over here. Getting pulled in as we speak, dragged in towards the mobile tractor unit. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and get these drones to engage these other targets. There we go. And this one will go here. So that's 4 cans. We've got 1 which is now being looted. We've got 3 more still to come in. 2 to be destroyed, 3 cans to return to the origin conduit. It's going very good. I have built a T1 battlecruiser. In January, I finished building the Endurance, and next week there will be Stratios and Perseverance. Oh, nice. At the moment, I'm planning out the next major milestone, which will be building a Sacrilege. Now that is Sacrilege. So Sacrilege, guys, if you're interested, it's an Amarian cruiser class ship, but it is of the assault variety. It's an assault cruiser, guys. Very, very good ship, but a lot of skills involved in flying it. Okay, so these cans are coming in, guys. The cans are coming in. Scooped cargo hold. Here we go. Oh, open cargo. Come on. Approach, 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 approach. What's going on? Ah, bugger. Wait a minute. I did something wrong. Relaunch for self. Orbit 500 meters. Go over here. Open cargo. Right, so we kind of just dumped the cargo in space and pulled the mobile pack rat, which we shouldn't have done. First time I've done that, actually. So here we go. So you got 2.6 million in there, so we're going to loot that. Head back across to the pack rat, guys. We've got plenty of time remaining. 3 minutes and 15 seconds. 2 cans left to come in. We've got to make sure, though, that we extract before that 3 minutes is done, guys. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and ask the first question. Where does the origin conduit take you in an abyssal site? Where does the origin conduit take you in an abyssal site? Type in chat, and the person who answers first will win 100 plex, guys. Okay, return to drone bay. Here we go. So 1 can coming in. We've got 2 minutes 22 remaining. So 1.1 is in the next pocket. That is not the correct answer. Anybody else? Anybody else? Where does the origin conduit take you? Savage Guy, back to known space. Back to the originating point. So known space, correct. Well done, Savage Guy, 1981. Or in this case, 81. Let's just check that time. 1 minute 50 seconds. Come on! Gosh dang it. It is taking its goddamn good time. Okay, got 2.5 million there. So, yeah, we're doing not bad. We've got about 5 million from this site so far. That's now in 3.9 million. Loot all. Up here, right click. Scooped cargo hold. Done that. Let's get on that gate. 8,000 meters away, guys. Activate it as soon as we get onto it. Drones are in. Pack rats in. We've got the loot. Let's go ahead and get out of this site. Okay, guys. So what we'll do is we're going to set up a contract for Savage Guy 81. 1.1 back. Really good attempt there. Like, so you got, when you enter in, there's three, like there's 2 pockets. So you've got the first room, the second room, the third room, and then the origin conduit takes you out and back to known space. But yeah. Very good effort there. Very good effort indeed. So there we go. We're out. We have done it. I enter the right answer though, XD. No, because it's not a pocket you're going into. So, like, you've got three pockets. You've got the one you go in originally, the second one, and the third one. But known space isn't a pocket because known space is just space. Does that make sense? It says to the next pocket is what you said. So it's not a pocket. It's back to known space. Yeah, to known space, but not a pocket. So another pocket would be the next one down. There's going to be more questions to ask later on, Warping Wombat, but I wouldn't class the next pocket being known space. I would class the next pocket being another room within the cycle. Okay. We are here. Let's go ahead and see how much we've made, guys. Stack all. Fantastic. And we're going to move this over here, this down to here, and this over to here. Now we're going to go and highlight this. We made 14.6 million ISK. Okay, 14.6 million ISK in the first site, guys. Well done. So, right. We've done that. Now we need some missiles, guys, okay, before we can do anything else. So, let's go ahead and go for some more. Do we have any close by? 2 jumps away, really? Okay. Set destination. In fact, I think what we'll do, guys, is I have kind of done what I wanted to demonstrate, which is the site, the amount that we could make in the site, which is 14.6 million, and the ship class and the fittings that was involved. So what I'm going to do is we're going to ask a couple more questions on the way back to Omar, and then I'm going to be quite happy that the video at that point is done and dusted, and I am proper chuffed that we've achieved the goal of today's stream. So let's go ahead and head back to Omar, and we're going to ask some more questions on the way. So guys, be ready for those questions. Okay, so let's see. What kind of tank does a reinforced bulkhead give your ship? What kind of tank does a reinforced bulkhead give your ship, guys? Warping Wombat coming in right away with hull tanks, which is correct. Well done, Warping Wombat. Well done indeed, sir. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get Savage Guy and Warping Wombat, and we're going to get you guys sent 100 plex. Okay, so let's see. So if we go to there we go, right click, create contract, and I think it's Narash. Savage Guy, can you just type your in-game name, please? NU, that's it. Okay, NU, there we go. And click that. Next, next, and next. That's 100 plex coming your way, sir. Congratulations, well done. Good effort. Okay, so let's see. Warping Wombat, can I get your IGN, please? Just type your name in chat. Thank you very much. Warping to Omar, guys. Warp to Omar.
Warp drive active.
Elara Variel. Interesting. Cool name. Okay, copy that. Right click, create contract. Control V. Next, 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 and finish. Congratulations, sir. Okay, so let's have a look here. We've got 4 concurrent viewers. So who else is around? Who else is around, guys? If you're here and you're watching, just type in chat now, please, guys. Type in chat now. So we've got Savage Guy and Warping Wombat. Both of you guys have won. Do we have anybody else in chat, guys? Anybody else in chat right now? Anybody else in chat right now? Okay, warping and docking at the MR station, guys.
Warp drive active.
Okay, so we get nobody else picking up in chat at the moment, guys. So, like, obviously we can't just give Plex away to nobody. And we've already had 2 winners.
Docking request accepted.
Yes, but you guys have already won. 100 Plex is a lot of it. So what we're going to do, guys, is we will keep the remaining 300 Plex and we'll give it away on the next stream, guys. So we will give it away on the next stream. So it will be carried forward, but the 2 guys that took part in the Q&A have both won 100 Plex, and a massive congratulations to both of them and great answers. Hull tanking, and of course the other one was into K-space, into known space, because it's not another pocket, it is going into the originating space that you started in. Now, we've done that. Let's go ahead. We've already looked at what we made. We need to go ahead and put some missiles, which are here, back into the Gila, guys. Jobs are good in. And, yeah, I am quite happy that we have achieved the objectives. And I am going to go ahead and call the stream at that. But I'm quite content that we've achieved the goal. So, guys, if you've got any questions, please hit it in the chat section. And I look forward to checking you guys out again in the future. Thank you very much for coming in and enjoying the stream, guys. Thank you very much. God bless and good night.